I think I just thought of a solution. Let's talk about it. So I'm going over to Kill Sage's notes.
You are allowed.
Let's look at this scenario. What is the difference between the Kill Sages and Lord Knight's teams?
What's the main one?
The difference that I see is Broly is on anchor versus mid. And what does this mean exactly? If my opponent is determined to snap out Broly, what can we do about it? The answer may be simple. If they're going to bring in Broly anyway, the whole reason that this is such a huge problem for me is because we're putting Piccolo onto mid. We're putting Piccolo onto anchor, which is something that I want to avoid like the plague. So how do we circumvent this problem? The answer was actually quite simple.
Now, I have new, unbelievable power.
If you look at this team right here,
I'm the Turtle Hermit. My power is rising. It's overflowing.
and we see the problem that Piccolo can snapped out for Broly, and then the team will look like this. Broly on point,
Monster, you say?
Piccolo on mid, Piccolo on anchor.
Now, I have new, unbelievable power.
If my opponent has the options to snap, how do we swap Roshi and Piccolo? Because assuming they're going to snap me regardless, we can circumvent this outcome while still upholding our original strengths of keeping our point character as the set play character, having two anchors behind him. So, to swap these two characters, we're literally just going to swap the two characters.
Don't under...
You know,
If this happens and they chose to snap Broly, this is way better. This is way more manageable than if vice versa. They snapped in and Piccolo was forced on the anchor position. We're watching LK right now. And, yeah, we see this right away.
You can't.
He's going to snap him out. And look at this. Gotenks is on anchor. This is terrible. Broly is on point. This is somewhat manageable, but it's not manageable because it's not too stable to have Gotenks on anchor. That might be up for debate, but you know what? There's a time and place for that, and now is not neither. Is not either. So, if Roshi and Gotenks were swapped, I wouldn't say that we'd be peachy, but I definitely say that things would be a lot more manageable. I don't think I'd be hurting as much if I lost Broly with another anchor sitting in my anchor slot. Also, since Roshi is the only one basically not getting touched because they're focusing all their attention on Broly and Gotenks, so he's not being thrown in because he's not considered the problem. If his ass was on anchor, even if my point mid gets snapped in repeatedly and they get weared all the way down, I still have an anchor who's stable, who still has spark, who's been there, sitting ready to take his turn. Similar to how Broly's supposed to be, but we understand that our opponent does not want us to have Broly on anchor. This is a good reason. Killsage was running Broly on mid because of prior seasons, but seeing his team in this formation has really brought that to light. Having a weaker anchor than Broly, as Broly sits on mid, and then has some type of resource to bolster his neutral somehow, we can basically circumvent the problem of Broly being snapped in at any point in time because we're already structuring our team to support Broly. So now instead of losing my mind like I have for like the last two videos, we can now recognize that this isn't the scenario that we want, but this is a scenario that we can handle. So, just like that, the arc has passed, the yelling is over, and I think we can move forward pretty confidently now. Upon recognizing this, my demeanor calmed down significantly. I noticed myself breathe because I noticed that that's a scenario I can handle. Again, it's not like it's not the best. It's definitely not the best. It's not what we want at all, but I can handle that scenario. So in this case, this now I'm just thinking about who it is that I want to play on that anchor position. I actually used to like be in this thought process of having Broly on mid, but I put him back to anchor because I was like, why would I put him? But at that point, I was like already looking at other characters to be on point and stuff as well. But yeah, I think putting Broly on mid might be the best strategy for having your point character be your point, essentially. Having Broly on mid helps you circumvent Snap, which is like the whole point of this video. So, alright, you guys, never stop learning. It's never over. We'll keep watching the skill save video to see if he shines any more light on us. But, see you guys next time.